There are bad foods you should limit and consume sparingly for diabetes, high blood pressure, stroke, among others. Today we are discussing foods that you should consume sparingly to keep your ticker healthily and well-being. A healthy diet and lifestyles are your best weapons to fight cardiovascular disease. Out of the three major macronutrients, carbs, sugars, fats, and proteins, they all could give heart problems, including salt, among others. They can influence blood pressure, triglycerides, cholesterol levels, and inflammation, all of which are risk factors for heart disease. Proteins being building blocks were thought and considered innocent on the heart, but latest findings at the University of Eastern Finland found men who consumed a high-protein diet increased their risk of developing heart failure by 33%. This finding comes as diets that tend to be higher in proteins like Atkins or keto, so popular currently. Despite those higher protein intakes being associated with increased risk of heart disease, protein from eggs and fish was not associated with increased risk at all. When you're on a high protein diet, the excess proteins are converted in the liver to glucose and stored as glycogen. What proteins containing foods are bad for your heart? Eating high levels of red meat can increase your risk of heart disease and stroke. Replace meat with fish, eggs, and plant-based foods. We must eat protein foods moderately as they are essential for building muscles and vital for brain and heart health. Proteins provide the amino acids that makes up our neurotransmitters which carry signals from the brain cells to brain cells. On the same token, a low protein hinders the development of increasing the force of heart muscles in situations of extremely high pressure load and may lead to heart failure. Healthiest animal protein sources are white meat, poultry, such as chicken or turkey breasts, fish, especially fatty fish like salmon, lake trout, mackerels, herring, sardines, and tuna. Pork tenderloin and lean or extra lean cuts of beef, such as sirloin, or round cuts greater than 93% lean ground beef. Over time, eating of high amounts of salt, sugar, saturated fat, and refined carbs will increase the risk of heart disease. Please keep these foods out of regular rotation. You still can have them provided you eat heart-healthy fruits and veggies, whole grains, lean protein as mentioned earlier, and low-fat dairy. Bacon and fast food are bad news for the heart health because of the high calories from the saturated fat that can raise your LDL cholesterol. Bacon is full of salt, has added preservatives, and processed. All processed meats such as hot dogs, sausages, salami must be avoided as much as possible. They have high amounts of salt and high in saturated fat. Avoid sodas and energy drinks that has added sugars. They tend to gain more weight and result in obesity and diabetes type 2. Stick to sodas that takes no sugar added. Another series of foods that have added sugar which harms your heart are baked goods such as cookies, cakes, and muffins. Make them rare treats and not regulars. They are linked to high triglycerides levels in your blood and can lead to heart disease. Is white rice the staple food of Sri Lankans? White bread, noodles, and pastas, are they good for your heart? These foods lack fiber, minerals, and vitamins as refined grains are quickly converted to sugar, which the body stores as fat, linked to heart disease and type 2 diabetes. It is advisable to eat foods made of whole grain like brown rice, oats, and whole wheat. When you shop around, always buy 100% whole grain products. Are pizzas good for your heart health? Pizzas are good if they are made the right way, but most takeaway pizzas and frozen pies have staggering amounts of salt, saturated fat, and calories, all of which can raise your risk of a heart attack. Eating them occasionally is advised. Beware of canned soups. They have lots of sodium which can cause high blood pressure. Eating ice cream regularly can hurt your heart because of the high sugar, high saturated fat, and high calories. Eat potato chips from fish and chips outlets sparingly. They contribute to weight gain and load with saturated fat and covered in salt. Now we have discussed the bad foods for the heart health. Let us now discuss the foods to eat that will maximize your heart health. Leafy green vegetables. Leafy green vegetables are high in vitamin K and nitrates which can help reduce blood pressure and improve arterial function. Studies show that a higher intake of leafy greens is associated with lower risk of heart disease. Whole grains. Studies show that eating whole grains is associated with lower cholesterol and systolic blood pressure as well as lower risk of heart disease. Berries are rich in antioxidants. Studies show that eating them can reduce multiple risk factors for heart disease. Avocados are high in monounsaturated fats and potassium. They may help lower your cholesterol, blood pressure, and risk of metabolic syndrome. Fatty fish and fish oils are both high in omega-3 fatty acids and may help reduce heart disease risk factors, including blood pressure, triglycerides, and cholesterol. Beans. Beans are high in resistant starch and have been shown to reduce levels of cholesterol and triglycerides, lower your blood pressure, and decreases inflammation. Other heart-healthy foods are green tea, garlic, varieties of seeds including dal, almonds, dark chocolates, and tomatoes. Let us talk about coconut oil used daily in Asian cuisines. Cardiologist Dr. Stephen Kopecky of Mayo Clinic says coconut oil is not good for your heart because of its high saturated fat content that can raise bad cholesterol, which increases the risk of heart disease. Is this true? After all, Sri Lankans add coconut milk to almost all curries and oil is used for frying. According to the World Health Organization, data indicates Turkmenistan had the highest heart disease death rate with 712 deaths per 100,000 people, followed by Kazakhstan with 635 deaths per 100,000. Turkmenistan eat Turkish foods with plenty of kebabs and meat dishes. They do not use coconut in any of their recipes, uses more olive oil in the cooking process. people in Kazakhstan, the staple foods are boiled mutton, round, flat crust bread called naan. They too do not use coconut in their recipes but uses olive oil. In 2020, death rate for world was 7.6 per thousand people, and Sri Lanka death rate was in 2020 was 6.9 per thousand people. So make up your own mind about coconut and heart health. I have briefed you the good and the bad foods for your heart health. What you put on your plate can influence every aspect of heart health, and including heart healthy foods can minimize your risk of heart disease. Hope this video talk was useful. Goodbye for now and stay safe.